What's good, everybody? It is Tuesday, May 30th, 2023. This is your daily sports betting brand of record. We call it the Early Edge. We are powered, as always, by the almighty SportsLine, the best value in all sports betting. And it is not close. This is the first official day of summer. I don't care what they say about June. It's today. Every other brand is taking the day off, not us. And last night, we absolutely crushed it in Game 7. We had a few X's yesterday, but look at all those check marks. If you're a SportsLine member, then you know already how many cash tickets you had in Game 7 last night. We destroyed it from every single angle, the side. We destroyed it from the props. Everything was right. Now, today, as you know, Tuesdays, every single Tuesday, 3 p.m. Eastern time, we have the early wedge, and this week is a big one. The Memorial Tournament. It's one of the elevated designated events, which means all of the top players will be there this week. So me, the counsel, Patrick McDonald, will break it all down for you today live at 3 p.m. Eastern time. So with all that being said, this is the start of our week. So what do? I get the absolute very best that I have at my disposal. Look at who we have today. And ladies and gentlemen, live from Nashville, Tennessee, he lives in a different world than we do. Mikey, how was last night for you in Game 7?
It was a roller coaster for sure. I definitely was on the Celtics to start the game, on the Heat at the end of the game. Ended up betting some tennis overnight afterwards, how it usually goes. It was quite a night. Congratulations to the Miami Heat. Unfortunate for Jason Tatum.
Unfortunate. Oh, the rolled ankle early in the game, and that really set the tone. But the Heat, they came out and got the job done. Zack Attack's here. Mikey B is here. Oh, and somebody in the chat said, Sniper. My main man, Matthew Snyder. All right, let's get into it. And that's exactly, gentlemen, where we are going to start. The finals are set. Somehow we have arrived. But look at the numbers. Look at the numbers. Minus 380 for a very rested Denver Nuggets team. The Miami Heat, Jimmy Bucket said a year ago, we will get to the finals next year, and they did, plus 300. And there you see all the numbers if you want to go specific. So, M squared, I'm going to come to you first. I would love for you to explain to the good people at home why the number is so lopsided, and then tell me how you're attacking the finals, sir.
Yeah, look, I mean, it looks a lot like the last series that they had to play against the Boston Celtics in terms of pre-series numbers, but it's a difficult spot because they lose home court advantage. You have to play the first 2 games in altitude at Denver. There's no bigger home court edge in the NBA, especially coming off a 7-game series with a relatively short turnaround. The turnaround they have between this game and Game 1 is basically the turnaround they're going to have the rest of the way here. I like the Nuggets a lot here. I like them in 4, and I like them in 5.
Interesting. In 4 and 5. So that's how our resident genius is going to attack the game. Zack Attack, let me come to you. When you see all of these different numbers, what do you think?
You know what? This kind of feels like TCU, Georgia, and the college championship, but I'm going to go with Miami Heat, the underdog again here, plus 650 to win in 6. I think you have to ignore them being an 8th seed. Obviously, at this point, this juncture, you have to look at them as being a team that's been in the NBA Finals, been to this point in the playoffs multiple times with Jimmy Butler. And I think the layoff, the Denver Nuggets, is going to hurt them. I think their home success is going to put more pressure on them against this Miami Heat team that has grown so much. You can't look at these guys anymore like you did a few weeks ago. Caleb Martin, Gabe Vincent, even Duncan Robinson, just surprising play for me. And you're going to need offense against this Denver Nuggets team. And guess who's going to be back after Game 2? More than likely Tyler Hero. That's just more offense that they're going to have at their disposal. And I'm still worried about that Denver Nuggets bench. So many times in that series against the Lakers, they folded a little bit. Lakers would come back. I'm worried about that bench against the Miami Heat. Miami Heat in 6.
Yeah, I think that's a legitimate concern. There's no doubt about it. Of course, we'll be breaking down every single game from top to bottom, left to right. Mikey B, let me come to you because you've been very, very active during these playoffs. What are your thoughts here?
Yeah, if you follow me on Twitter, you don't have to worry about getting this Nuggets to win the series at minus 380. After Game 6 of the Eastern Conference Finals, they were minus 130 to win the NBA championship. I tweeted that out. Love that. You figured either the Celtics or the Heat, whoever got through the 7-game series was going to be in rough shape heading into the finals. I'm all in on the Nuggets here. I have no concerns over the time off. The Nuggets dominated at home this season. I don't think the Heat have any chance of winning any of the games in Denver. I would go Nuggets in 5 just because the Heat could steal one of those wins in Miami. What I really like here, Zach was talking about the Nuggets bench. It's not great, but the Heat don't exactly have great size off the bench. Their best big is Cody Zeller. So I'm not so worried about Jeff Green being the big off the bench for the Nuggets. I hate to root against my guy, Jimmy Butler, but we do have the Mikey B special with Nikola Jokic, so I like him just as much. So we'll go Nuggets here in the laugher.
We love the Mikey B special.
Yeah.
We love the Mikey B special. All right. Hey, speaking of Mike, Mike in the chat says, I'm going to the Jays game tonight as my birthday gift. Can we get a pick on the game, please? First of all, Mikey, happy birthday. Everybody let Mikey know that you want to wish him a happy birthday, too. Put it in the chat for me. And while you're doing that, hit that like button for me. Sniper, the Brewers, before we get to this, can you give him just a little lean on the Brewers Jays, please?
Yes, I could. Absolutely. I think you could bet on the Blue Jays just to win the game on the money line. It was something like minus 160 last night, which is a little high, but they've got Kikuchi on the mound, a left-hander. The Brewers are one of the worst teams in baseball, if not the worst team in baseball. I was looking at it last night. Off the top of my head, I know they were one of the worst in baseball against left-handers, so he's probably going to have a good outing if you want to go a prop on him. There, again, Brewers very bad against lefties.
Boom. And right now it's down to minus 149. So you can get it for cheap.
Actually, yeah, that's a play right there.
Awesome. Thank you, Sniper, very much. Now let's get back to the NBA. How are you attacking all these different numbers, sir?
Well, with my vast NBA expertise, I'm going to say I'll go Nuggets in 6. I was thinking Nuggets in 5, but in looking at those numbers, I like 6 better. And is it still 2-3-2 in the NBA Finals?
It is, Mikey, right? That's what you said. It's 2-3-2 now? Or is it 2-2-1-1-1? I think they changed it.
I'm pretty sure it's still 2-2-1-1-1.
1-1, right?
Yeah. Okay. Well,
yeah, they changed it.
I was going to say, hey, they'll win it in front of the Denver crowd in Game 6, but I'll go with Nuggets in 6. Nuggets 5, Nuggets in 6, either one. I just liked the bigger number there on 6.
And either if you do it that way and they do get to 5 or 6, the only way you'd get screwed is if they win in 4 or 7. Because then you'd have plus money on both. So that might be a smart way. We don't always think about the smart way to play it. We always think about the gut way to play it. That's what we have my guys. All right, thank you very much. Now, before we get to the dog of the day, we got to pay those pesky little bills. And I told you, and I was supposed to be on today, and they bumped me. Can you believe that they bumped the coach to Wednesday at 1:30 p.m. Eastern time? Where? Right here.
Get breaking news.
Big news coming out of the NFL today.
Highlights and instant reaction.
The largest final round comeback in Ford championship history. We're down to the final 4.
I just want to take time to analyze greatness.
Talk winners and losers with a guy who's already a big winner. CBS Sports HQ. It's all sports all day long.
And apparently we shortchanged ourselves for all of you. You guys aren't transparent. Apparently the Maestro had a win that we put as a loss. We will check that out. I'm surprised I didn't get a text yet from the Maestro telling me that, to be honest with you. All right, let's get to the diamond. The diamond. It's time for dog of the day. And here's what we're looking at. The Phillies plus 115 at New York. The Angels, last night, they got the job done against the White Sox, much to my chagrin. And the Reds plus 150 on the road at Boston. They also had a big win yesterday. So, Sniper, let's start with you. Which dog are you following to the pay window today?
I like the Reds. They've won 5 of their last 7 games. They're averaging nearly 7 runs a game in that stretch there. Ben Lively on the hill. He's actually been pretty good for the Reds so far this year. Brian Bello on the mound for the Red Sox has been marginal at best. He's gotten knocked around a little bit. So I'm going to ride the Reds here.
All right, very good. So the Reds, and I'll be the first to admit they have screwed me a couple of times, but I will not let that happen again because I'm going to listen to the Sniper. Now, M Squared, I always listen to you. Where are you going?
I'm going to take another shot with the Angels here. Look, this White Sox team, not great. They're middling against left-handed pitching. Overall, decent spot to pitch tonight. Giolito, been okay. Still think he's riding highs in the betting market from the one great season that he had. Most of the stuff is around league average here at this point, so I'll take a shot with the Angels. I'll say I lean to the Reds with you guys as well, but I would prefer to isolate them on a team total over, considering the park they're in. I think that game is likely to see runs on both sides.
There you go. Little lean, and the Angels lean as well. So, Zach Attack, talk to me.
Yeah, I'm with a Sniper here as well with the Reds plus 150. A lot of pressure on the Boston Red Sox returning home after a 3-series road trip where their bats cooled off big time, only averaged 2 runs over their final 7 games of that road trip. The Reds, on the other hand, as Sniper just mentioned, have scored 8 runs or more in 4 of their past 5 games. Give me the Reds.
There you go. Boom, boom, boom. Let's lock into the hot team. Mikey B, who are you locking into today?
Yeah, a lot of synergy here, Coach. I'll also take the Reds. I don't like Brian Bayo has been bad. He's got a 1.44 whip. He's allowed at least 1 home run in 6 of his 7 starts. Ben Lively's actually been pretty good. He faced the Yankees and the Cardinals in his last 2 games, so it's not exactly bad lineups. He allowed 4 runs and had 16 strikeouts in 11 2/3 innings. So, yeah, I'll stay on the Reds train.
All right, a full slate of games tonight. There's no day baseball today, none whatsoever, but 15 games tonight. So, of course, if you are a SportsLine member, then you can get picks on all of them, all the simulations, all the articles, all my cappers right here. And by the way, they told me yesterday, I'm going to get my own experts page. Mikey, I don't know what that means for us, but I now have my own experts page. I don't know. We'll have to see how that works. I always get on you guys. Get your picks in. All of a sudden, now I've got to do it. Oh, my goodness. Now, I got to pay all these guys. They're expensive, as you know, but our board is just on the other side after we hear from one of our incredible partners.
All eyes are on Italy.
Absolutely astonishing.
As the race to qualify for Europe.
Huge moment.
All comes down to the final match day. Stream every pivotal Serie A match live on Paramount Plus.
All right, time to get into our board, and you guys always ask for it, and there's picks all over the website for tennis. We're into the tennis season. French Open, Wimbledon, U.S. Open. We're locked and loaded. We got one of the absolute very best at our disposal. So on a Tuesday when we're starting our week, we're getting ready for the Memorial. We've got all the big events still to come. Mikey, you know the drill, son. It doesn't matter if it is the French Open or Major League Baseball or the NBA playoffs, or it just doesn't matter because my man brings it every single day. So if you don't mind, sir, please, on this first day of our week, give it to me.
All right, Coach. French Open time. This match will start in roughly 90 minutes to 4 hours from now, depending on the matches in front of it. But Richard Gasquet versus Arthur Rinderknecht. I like Gasquet here. Look, he's the older player. You always have to question the fitness of an older player in 5-set matches. Well aware of that here. However, he has a ton of experience at Roland Garros, loves playing on the clay. The only thing that Rinderknecht really has that'll keep him competitive here is he does have a pretty big first serve if he's able to land it consistently. However, doing so on clay can be a challenge for him. His form coming in, Rinderknecht, that is the opponent, he has not been super sharp coming into this matchup here. Gasquet is just one of those guys that plays incredibly hard, gets there through mental toughness, certainly has the edge in that department here. Definitely will have the crowd on his side a little bit in this one as well. I like him at minus 140. The market is moving a little bit up to minus 150 here. If you are more comfortable with the minus 1.5 games, I'm fine there. I would not go to 2.5. Potentially look at overs, look at live overs. This one, because Rinderknecht does have such a strong serve, we could be looking at sets that are pretty heavy in terms of number of games overall. But I like Gasquet here to advance. Again, ton of experience here at Roland Garros. Love him on the clay. Despite the old age, he's getting another one.
And speaking of love, Liddy Sims says, I love the tennis Chick-fil-A nuggets of the day. Mikey, for people who may not be familiar, where can they find tennis nuggets at SportsLine, please?
Head to the site, click analysis, and you will see a drop-down menu that has all the sports. You can find tennis there. That is how you find golf content as well. We will have a ton of golf content. This is essentially another major this weekend, at least the way we treat it. So that is where you'll find everything there.
Which is why you tune into the early wedge at 3 p.m. Eastern time. And most times, Mikey's there in the chat. A little added bonus. We're everywhere for you. Mikey, as always, thank you very much. Now, where do I go next? Well, I know I'm going to go to Sin City. And I got to tell you, Zack Attack, the last few weeks where you live, oh, my goodness, you guys are exploding. The A's are coming. The Raiders are the talk of the town. But right now, we're focused on baseball. What do you got for us today?
You know, speaking of that, Coach, I have to give a shout out to Vegas Golden Knights. We went to the game, actually a family friend in the neighborhood here, took us to the game. One of the chefs there, top chefs, did the tour, got the buffet, even took us to the gift shop, got my son a free shirt. Didn't have to do that, but I have to thank them for that. 2 props.
What's the name? What's the name?
Eric.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you, Eric.
I don't want to say his last name on the show.
Okay, I got you. I understand.
But two props I'm going with today. Tampa Bay Rays pitcher Shane McClanahan over 6.5 strikeout. It is minus 140. I like this prop here. I liked it last night at 7.5. It has come down, I think, because he hasn't thrown over 7 strikeouts his last 4 starts. But big difference here, seeing the Chicago Cubs, who rank 10th in strikeouts, versus seeing the bats of the New York Yankees, Baltimore Orioles, or Toronto Blue Jays, who were his opponents in his last 3 starts. So I like Shane McClanahan here. He did have 9 strikeouts last year at Wrigley. He's had a low pitch count his last 2 starts, 83 and 82, got him through 7 innings. He's going to have a big game tonight. Let's take his over 6.5 strikeouts. And a batter for the Tampa Bay Rays, Wander Franco, over 1.5 total hits, runs, and RBIs, minus 145. A little bit of juice here, but you look at Franco, he was the only one that had a hit yesterday against Marcus Stroman. Red hot at the plate, 11 hits over his last 6 games. 3rd in Major League Baseball in stolen bases with 19. So when he gets on base, you know he's going to continue to threaten. I don't see this Rays team being held in check like they were yesterday. So let's go over 1.5 hits, runs, total bases for Wander Franco as well.
It's become a very, very popular bet in the world of baseball. The runs, hits, and RBIs, and we're going to cash it tonight. Wander Franco. Zack Attack, thank you very much. Now, Sniper, you know how this show works, and you know how much I have profound respect for you and your abilities. However, yesterday, Mikey B had 2 green check marks next to his name, which means he has earned the right to go last. So you, sir, are now locked and loaded. The Sniper, give me what you got.
Yeah, I thought you were going to make me wait when you were saying that. That's usually how it goes. So I'm going to pick on the Oakland Athletics again. It's becoming a theme. I've mentioned the 1962 Mets before. Now I can mention the 1899 Cleveland Spiders. What does it have to do with the A's? The A's win last night pushed them to 11-45. The Cleveland Spiders at this point in their season were 10-46. That is the only team in the history of baseball who was worse at this point in time than the Oakland A's. You could think of the 2003 Tigers, the Orioles when they started 0-21. All those teams had a better record than the A's do at this point in the season. That's how bad the A's are. Now, with them winning last night, am I worried? No. That makes me even more excited to play the Braves on the run line tonight, because the A's getting the win last night breaks their 11-game losing streak. And, you know, teams, even as bad as the A's are, they're going to win eventually. Getting that win out of the way on Monday is big for tonight, because now the Braves, by the way, the Braves had to play Sunday Night Baseball and then fly across the country overnight to Oakland and then play a game at 5 o'clock local time. Teams almost never have to do something like that. That's probably one of the reasons why they were flat in that game. Now they're fully rested. They torch lefties. The Braves hit .312 with a .570 slugging percentage against left-handed pitching. They get J.P. Sears, left-handed starter for the A's, and the A's have a bad bullpen. Bryce Elder on the hill for the Braves with a 2.01 ERA. All signs are pointing to a Braves blowout there. So that's my play for today. I did want to say there are people in the chat asking for a home run, and we didn't have that segment today because of the NBA Finals segment. Aaron Judge has 11 home runs in his last 15 games, and he's plus 205 on Caesars right now. So Judge is as good a pick as anybody. I always love Yordan Alvarez. He's plus 270. So either one of those guys, if you're looking for a home run play, would be fine.
Look at the Sniper taking care of all of you out there in the chat and on the show. Last night, I had the Mariners game on late, and every time I was on the Mariners, just a little sprinkle, just for something fun. And every time Judge went yard once, he went yard twice. Why didn't I play the Yankees? Well,
he robbed a home run too. So he was basically a net of 3 home runs for the Yankees.
Aaron Judge, stop being so great. Stop being so great. And speaking of great, my man was great yesterday, and I cannot wait. And by the way, somebody asked about college baseball. We will have college baseball, I promise you, on Early Edge and 5 later this week. Don't even worry about it. But Mikey B, all year we have played triple-double Jokic at home. At home. Very clear distinction. So I can't wait for that, but that's 2 days from now. I need to know what we have right here, right now.
We have baseball. 2 player props for today. You mentioned the favorite hit plus runs plus RBIs. Well, I'm going JD Martinez over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs at minus 155. Last 15 games, he's batting .313. He's got 7 home runs, 21 RBIs, and 11 runs scored. Over those 15 games, he had at least 2 combined hits, RBIs, and runs 12 times. He's facing Jake Irvin. Irvin had 5 starts in AAA, 1.54 whip. 5 starts in the majors, 1.59 whip. I think Martinez is going to have plenty of guys on base ahead of him to go over this one. And then we'll head to a pitcher prop. We'll do Ranger Suarez under 4.5 strikeouts at minus 136. Last year, he had just a 19.5% strikeout rate. He's had fewer than 5 strikeouts in 2 of his 3 starts. This year, the Mets have struck out the 3rd fewest times in baseball. Now, Suarez has a 2 even whip in his 3 starts this season. So I don't think he's going to last that long in this game. So we'll go under 4.5 strikeouts.
This is like the equivalent of betting a soccer under. You don't really want to watch it, but you know it's the right play. You know what I mean? You know it's the right play.
Amen.
Get the pitcher out. Sniper, real quick, they're asking if you would like the Braves team total over 4.5.
Yes, absolutely. I just answered them in the chat, so maybe you should keep up on there. But yeah, it's just messing around.
He's grouchy, Coach. Grouchy today.
I weirdly respect that quite a bit. Quite a bit. Grab your paper. I like that a lot, to be honest with you. You got to be able to take it if you dish it. All right, M squared. This match, as he says, could happen in the next 45 minutes. Could happen in the next 4 hours. You just never know. So get it in right now. We're going, Mr. Gasquet, minus 140 over Arthur Vinderdick. Then Zack Attack, Wander Franco over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs, minus 145. Shane McClanahan over 6.5 Ks, minus 140. Then the Sniper, Braves, minus 1.5, minus 145. Then Mikey B, JD Martinez over. You heard about the whips. I don't even know what all that means, and I know it sounds smart. Ranger Suarez under 4.5 Ks, minus 136. Do not forget later today, the early wedge at 3 p.m. Eastern time. We're going to break down the Memorial Tournament. As Mikey said, this is a big one. It's a really big, elevated money, elevated FedEx Cup points, and we will have it all for you today at 3 p.m. Eastern time. Then, of course, Frick and Frack and the whole crew will be along at Early Edge in 5 at 4 p.m. Eastern time. And as I told you, you never know when's going to be the last Early Edge in 5 that I host, because Amazing Grace is taking over very, very soon, and we are excited about that as the brand continues to grow, thanks to all of you. And speaking of that, there's only one thing left to do, and I believe you all know what that is. Well, Sniper, you got me. You got me. You got your marching orders. Let's take all of these tickets straight to the pay window. Brian Tucker, Level, M Square, Zack Attack, Sniper, Mikey B, and, of course, Snake on the 1s and the 2s. I am simply the coach trying to keep this train on the track. We grind for you so we can win with you. It's what we're all about right here. Busy day at the Early Edge. Good luck.